come with me as we build a kit together. So as you can see here, I have a lot of images, and I think it's best if we break these down into two separate kits. And so I'm going to pull all the ephemera to the side, then pull all of the background papers to the side, and then we're going to build the kit. And I thought it might be fun for you to come along with me and see how I usually do this process. So I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to go kind of quickly and pull out the background papers from the ephemera. And I think I noticed here where I messed something up. And I think I have 2 pages with very similar. I did these 2. I must have really loved this pattern, and so I put it on 2 different tags. So I'm going to make a note on here. Let's see. I think I like that one there. So I'm going to say duplicate. That way I can go back and fix it. I just figured out how to do single-sided printing. What am I talking about? Borderless printing on my printer, and I'm so excited. I don't know if these 2... This is like a purple flower and this is more of a red. So I'm not sure if these are 2 different ones, but I'll keep it for now. But I'm really excited about having the capability to print like that. Kind of already had, oh, and I think this is Patron, so this will go separate. And then these were extra prints, maybe? Yes, that I forgot that I printed with the borders. So let's put these aside. And let's start. I have a ton of ephemera, and I think that the ephemera that I have stuff that's like this, that's more whimsical, and it has these adorable little vintage toys. And then I have stuff that is more kind of what I would call a traditional vintage Christmas. So I think I'm going to make 2 piles, one for the traditional and one for a more whimsical. This year, I don't think I'm going to do a pink kit, but I am going to offer some pink pieces on Patreon. So I'll put that one there. Some of these are going to be hard to decipher whether I want them here or here. This will also give me an idea. So for example, I have this in red, and I don't remember if I did it in green. Maybe I did it for Patreon. In green, let's see. You can see the Patreon kit is going to have some pinks and blues. So as I get to it, I'm going to actually put the words to the side, because if I don't have green or tan or another color, then I'll probably create one of these to go in one and one to go into the other. You know, with all of my kits, I like to do printables in the full size. as well as the mini. So you can see here, this is the full size sheet, and you can see the difference. So for example, that is about 1 3/4 versus about, what is that? 1 inch about. So it's a lot smaller. You can see the difference there. And I love creating with the little ones. And I think you guys do too. So I like including those. I forgot that this kit kind of started out with a lot of my own artwork. So I do have a green set. So now this one, I don't think I have it in 2 colors, so I have to think about that if I want to add it. Oh, the tags. I honestly thought this would be a lot easier, and it would be pretty easy for me to pull which ones I would want. I have a lot of these. I don't know, I was just like really in the mood for wreaths and these ornate bows. I love bows. I love them. They make me so happy. So I am trying to decide. I think some of them, maybe what I will do is, these are a little more whimsical, and so maybe that one will go there, and then this will go more traditional. I think this is the whimsical. And I'm going to split these up, so I think we will put the green set, since I have the green labels here, and I'll do the red set here. Look how cute these are. I'm so excited. So excited about Christmas. And here's the minis. If you were on one of my last videos, then you heard me say that my son, who usually, he doesn't like kind of all the hoopla, he said he was excited about Christmas this year. So I'm extra excited about it. I think these are going to go here. And I actually think I might teeter. So these are the ones in question. Oh, I have more in question. No, these will go here. So let's count and see how many pages I have. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I'm just going to write 11 because I will forget by the time I finish counting these. I'm thinking they're pretty even. I don't know, this one feels a little light to me. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so now I have these. So we're going to go 10, 11. Now we're even. And I have these to divvy up. I think it makes more sense to do this. Are there any that you disagree with that I should have swapped? And we'll go through these again. Hold on. I'm going to pull these out until I can check those. And let's start with this set. I think that the best thing to do, or the easiest way to plan this, is to put all of the pieces where I can kind of see them, and then I'll have a couple, and I think it's going to be the Tinker Toys that are going, is that what they're called? That are going to be my focal point. That's going to be kind of the base or the backbone of my kit, and then we'll fill the papers according to that. So I want to have them where they're peeking through. They're so cute. And then I know I want these. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to push all this stuff up so I have a little bit of room. So hopefully you can still see. These are my focal points. And these will go through here. So I know right off the bat, this and this are going to go with this kit. I can also tell you that I think these will go with the other kit. I'm going to pull any that I think that are going to be more towards the traditional side. I'm going to pull out. I might keep that one in. I definitely see this one here because it's kind of like, you know, the kind of fun Christmas lime green and red. And this kit had more of the green since I pulled out the green labels as well as the green tags. So I'll keep that in mind. And pull those. I don't want to put all of the green there because I think that I am going to obviously want some green over in the other kit. So I love this one. This one's probably one of my favorite papers to date. And I'll keep these to the side. Let's see how many we have here. And it might be a little green heavy, so I might need to restructure this just a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to lay them there so I can see them. I know I have a lot of stripes, but I think that this one is going to go well here. And maybe add that one. So that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's see how many we have for the traditional one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I add, see, I was thinking that that would go, maybe I could do that. If this one stays with the red and like the dark green, and this one's more of that kind of bright green with the pink, which I don't know if this was a misprint. And if so, I don't know that I can duplicate it, but I can maybe create something similar to this. So I kind of like that. I feel like we're a little green heavy still. So I I'm contemplating adding maybe a couple more sheets here. So let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we had 11. So if I add one more, maybe that would balance it out. I also want to move these around because I think that's also why I'm seeing it as green heavy. I like those. Okay, so I think this is going to be our fun kit, or the whimsical kit, I should say, not fun. Oh, but I have this paper here. Okay. So I think I'll change the red one there. And I'll change this one. So this is what we have. So you've got one page of tags, and then our ephemera. Oops. 2 pages of labels. The minis. I love all of these little like product labels. These are all hand drawn, as are these. I love these. The little White Christmas and Silent Night. I think that's so sweet. I love this kit. I'm so excited for Christmas. Did I say that already? Okay, so whimsical kit here. And now let's look at the traditional kit. So I've got, this one's going to have definitely more labels because maybe I'll leave the pink there. I don't know. Well, I'll see. Labels. And now let's look at, remember, oh, this one's, I think, for sure in here. Oh, that's so cute. Let's change it like this so I can see all this yummy. One of my favorites. I love this one. I love this one. It's just that traditional kind of grungy but still elegant kits. I stole this one but edited it from my strawberry kit, I think. Is that? No, it's not. Actually, I think it's a different design, but I drew inspiration from that one. That one was a hand-drawn design that I had done that was just a little bit different than this one, and it didn't have the distressing in it, but I love this one. This one has a lot of grunge. I have a lot of grunge lately with the vintage autumn kit as well as this one. And I love this one too. I kind of feel like maybe I should add a red one with the green writing to this one. I could do that. Do that. I can't wait for this one. And so here's our traditional kit. Again, there might be some extra pieces that I will add to these. I wanted to sit down. I keep the way that I create my kits is I start off by thinking of what I would want to use. Like, what are the elements that I want to see? So, a lot of times I know that I want labels, labels, labels. Like, that is one of my favorite things. And, what's great about this is you can reprint this 100 times if you want. You can reprint this 100 times if you want. And so I know these are really great to kind of start finishing off a page, a cluster. I think these are really, I would say, essentials that I like to create. The next thing, obviously, that I like is my ephemera. And so I want different types of ephemera. I want things that are in different shapes. I want circles, I want squares, I want rectangles. That way I can add interest to my pages. I love having vintage pieces, vintage artwork. I think that that is so pretty. And, it really just kind of replaces the need to tear up an old book and use it, because then I can print this over and over and I don't have to feel bad about using original pieces. I also obviously like to work with different sizes, because I think that that really gives so much more dimension to layering when you have different pieces, that like a circle that's nestled on top of a bigger circle. I think that that works really well. And actually, I have an example of that right here, where I have a smaller circle on top of a bigger circle, and then I have a rectangle here. And the way that they nestle together just makes a really nice cohesive cluster that doesn't take a lot of time or a lot of kind of thought process. And so those are pieces that I really want. I also love to have, obviously, beautiful background papers where it's everything that I would need. With this, each of these kits, I could make a full journal, if not a full journal plus others. And honestly, yeah, I almost think you could make two full journals depending on how big you want them. If you like really big, chunky journals that you could barely hold, then yeah, probably one of these. Sorry, the puppies are okay. I think they're done. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, and so you have everything you need at your fingertips to create a full journal, and you don't have to pull pieces from different parts unless you want to. Now, another thing is that my kits are usually very cohesive as far as they kind of go together. So I'm going to show you. I have some pieces here from the vintage autumn kit, and that works just wonderfully there. Even the greens, like this one has completely different greens, but they go together. And that's because when I'm creating, I create pieces that I want to work with or that I love. And so they kind of all meld into one another. It's definitely more on the eclectic side, but these all really work wonderfully together. I mean, honestly, this could have been in the Christmas kit for sure. And I think some of these I have not released, or maybe I've released on Patreon. But you can see that. Also, these are from the summertime collection, which is the free kit that I did before my last kit. And these characters work really great, and you can use them over and over again. And some of these are even wearing, like these guys look like they're in winter time. Maybe she could be winter to him as well. And so they work where you can pull from other kits, whether it's my kits or someone else's kits, or maybe you get like the Tim Holtz paper dolls and use those. They go really well together. And now for my whimsical kit, which I'm very excited about. These are so cute, and I love the little sequins. That was kind of a last minute addition that I added. I was thinking, I want a little bit of sparkle here. And so I created those. Whenever I start a kit, or kits, because usually I start just like creating, and then I have to like stop myself and decide like this, what's going to go where. And I think this kit started here with these, and here's the minis for these as well. I think this was one of the first items. And then I think I went with this, maybe. And then it started morphing into, I think then I stopped myself and I decided that I needed to work on some background papers, and then that kind of took over. Then once I worked on my background papers, I was like, okay, I need to add more little elements that I love. So you have these, and then I love these. These are so pretty. This one really could have gone in either the traditional or the whimsical one. And I love these because you could just cut around and not have the label, or you can cut the whole thing out, and both ways is really beautiful. Look at how stinking cute the little minis are. They're so little. Look at this little teddy bear. I am really so excited. Of course, more labels. I mean, right here you can see with just these pages right here, you can build a cluster that is going to be so beautiful. Let's go with this. Let's add the teddy bear on top of the bells, and then let's add a little Yuletide on the top of it. And that's a cluster that was meant to be. It was already kind of imagined for you, and now you can sprinkle on your magic. You can take this to the next level and kind of push the limits of what your style is. Maybe you like things that are a little more grungy, so get your paints out, get your distress tools out, and start making these more grungy. Maybe you're the opposite. You like a lot of sparkle and you want to add glitter to everything. And so that's where you can take a kit and you can make it your own, and you can really have it come to life and really shine and start to tell your story and start to be kind of an extension of you or where you're at right now. And then here are our background papers. So I have to make myself a note. So hopefully I'll remember. So is this a misprint? Make one or two more backgrounds. And I think once I do that, it'll be perfect. Now I'm wondering, would you like to see these released early? I was going to release them in November, but I'm wondering how many would like to see it in October. Is that too early? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm always kind of exuberant and so excited for Christmas. I think maybe last year it was a little bit of a dull, and I don't know. It didn't feel like Christmas to me. I think there was a lot going on. Maybe I was getting sick. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that it was just I don't know, I wasn't that much in the mood. Whereas the year before, I think we started really early, and I feel like I soaked up every little piece of the season, and it just has so many fond memories. I remember creating all the different reels on Instagram and just like really getting into it. And it's just a very fond time, fond memories when I look through those journals that of those that I kept and I didn't sell or give away. And they just have a really warm and cuddly place in my heart. And so I'm looking for that this year, and I hope that you can join me in doing that. And before we sign off, I do want to say one more thing. If there are any pages that you're looking at and you're like, hey, I would really love to see that, whatever, give me a timestamp of where the page, where I can see it, and describe it to me and say, I would love to see that, but in gold, or I would love to see that, but instead of the little diamonds being green, make them blue, or whatever it is. Let me know, and I don't know, maybe I can give those to you guys as a viewer gift. So make sure that if you love printables and you want some freebies, you leave a comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see added to this. And we can get that done, and you can get your free copies. So I want to remind you today that you are beautiful, you are kind, you are lovely, and you are loved unconditionally. I thank you so much for being here during this time. I hope that my little channel can be a light in your life and can show the love that the Lord has given to me, that I can express it back to you. And I just love you guys. Until next time. Bye. I almost forgot to give you a little peek of the Patreon kit that will be going into the Patreon group. And if that's something that you're interested in, it's $5 a month. You can cancel anytime you want, and it pretty much pays for a kit. And usually there's more than one set of printables that I give a month if I can. And these are some of the images from the other kits, but in pinks and blues, which I thought would be a lot of fun and something that would be, I thought, unique to Patreon. I also have these little vintage images that are so adorable. And then on these we have some gingham, which are the traditional colors, but then I also wanted to do some blue. The camera is kind of picking this up more, a little darker than it is. It's a little bit lighter blue and more of a hot pink. And then this one, I love this one. And this is the opposite of this one. So you've got the blue writing and then the pink stripes, but it also has a green stripe in between, which I adore. Another great piece. I love this one. And ignore this down here. It was just my printer acting wonky. It's all red like this. So, and then those will be in the Patreon group. And if you're interested in the Patreon group, I'm going to put the QR code right here, and just point your camera at it, or and you have to have your camera on. You point to it, it'll bring up a link. Just click on that link and it'll take you to my Patreon page. And if you want to become a member, you can get this plus many more kits. And if you aren't on Patreon at all, you can also join the free member site, and I have some printables on there for you as well. So, okay, this time for real. Love you. Bye.